Ladies and gentlemen, American Jerry Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show. It's Monday, so we got a lot to cover. The biggest story, in my opinion, today is Mark Sanchez. Mark Sanchez is a former USC quarterback, NFL quarterback, played for the New York Jets, started out well, faded fast, and he then has become a Fox television commentator for pro football. He's in Indianapolis on Saturday in order to call Sunday's game, the Colts game. And he's out at midnight, and some driver, truck driver, pictured here, 69 years old, parks his truck someplace that Sanchez doesn't like where he's parked. And this is all captured on video. Sanchez goes to the truck, opens up the door, goes inside the truck, throws this guy on the ground, throws him up against a wall, to when this 69-year-old decides, I'm going to die, pulls out a knife and stabs Sanchez. Sanchez has to go to the hospital where he's now been taken to jail and he's out on bond. But Mark Sanchez's career is over. Over. Not only that, what a lawsuit. Whatever money Mark Sanchez has in his name is going to go to this guy. It's unbelievable. It's an assault, all captured on video. The damages are extreme, especially punitive damages. He might as well file bankruptcy. But it is terrible what happened to this guy. Terrible. He says he doesn't remember anything. Peter Doocy interviews Senator Mark Kelly from Arizona, and Trump went nuts on it. You know, Trump goes back and forth, hating Fox News, loving Fox News, and you know what? I can't stand the douches. I mean, I think they're wimpy people. So I'm sympathetic to Trump. But it's funny because I do think, you know, I always say, I admit when I disagree with Trump, I think this is an overreaction. Portland, this judge has tried to stop the National Guard coming in by Trump. The problem is there's a famous case where John Marshall ruled for the Indians and against Georgia, and President Jackson said, let him enforce it. And he really couldn't enforce it. The federal marshals are not going to enforce anything against the National Guard. President Trump is sending National Guard from California now to Portland. They say it's not a rebellion enough. It's pretty amazing. Trump went to the U.S. Navy on their 250th birthday and gave a rousing speech. Pete Hegseth did push-ups, the largest group of people doing push-ups at one time. Mickey Sherrill's campaign, New Jersey governor, she's a Democrat, is falling apart. Bad time for a cheating scandal that then you try to cover up. Not looking good. In Montgomery, Alabama, there was a shooting, 2 killed, 12 wounded, $50,000 award leading to the arrest. It was an intersection shootout. Rest in peace, Jeremiah Morris and Shalonda Williams. 12 wounded, 5 hospitalized. 7 of them under 20, youngest is 16. Can you say gang-related? Chicago police would not come to the aid of federal officers who asked for it in Chicago. Let that sink in. Rite Aid closing the rest of their remaining stores after Chapter 11 bankruptcy. How sad is that? Trump says the troops are going to get a pay raise of 3.8%, and everyone is going to get their money, and all ranks military starting January 2026. That's for all ranks. All right, QAnon, the shaman, this guy won't go away. He says Trump let him down. Has filed a $40 trillion lawsuit against President Trump. That sucker will be dismissed in the next 60 to 90 days. 10,000 bounties, according to Kristi Noem, the DHS secretary, out on ICE agents from drug cartels. The UFC announced that the White House fight will take place on Trump's 80th birthday. That's June 15th, Flag Day. Justice Brett Kavanaugh's assassin is only getting 8 years. Sophie Roski, formerly Nicholas John Roski, is only getting 8 years. That sounds pretty light to me. Trump's going to get a silver dollar for the 250th anniversary. How cool is that? South Carolina judge Diane Goldstein and her husband, former state senator Arnold Goodstein's beachfront house burnt up following an explosion. A lot of people severely hurt. I don't think there's any dead. And this is the hottest story in the country right now. I added it on. Jay Jones, the Democrat running for Virginia Attorney General, some text has appeared where he wanted to give 2 bullets to a fellow legislature, and he wanted his kids dead too. It's like off the charts bad. Cha-ching. Of course, all the Democrats in Virginia are saying, it's all right. It's insane. I'm calling it right now, Republicans do a clean sweep in Virginia. In world news, Gaza and Hamas. Trump says time is the essence or massive bloodshed will follow, something nobody wants to see. Hamas says they'll release the hostages, but they had all these other counter stuff, In Mount Everest blizzard, hundreds are trapped at tourist campsites. 1 confirmed fatality. 41-year-old male hiker died of hypothermia. Rescue teams have been trying to guide him to safety. It's wild. Wild. In pop culture, got a lot of pop culture today. Smashing Machine by Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt hit the movie theaters this weekend. I'm going to go see it. Taylor Swift, she dropped her album. Did you listen to it? This is funny. Babylon Bee had a funny. They said that the song Big Hairy Football Player is about you, Travis Kelce. Softly as I Leave You, Life After Elvis. Priscilla Presley's written a book about all the woes with Elvis after the fact. Sad story, rock climber Balin Miller, 23, trying to climb Yosemite's El Capitan, fell trying to unleash a rope. He was on top. Stevie Nicks, Lindsey Buckingham. Stevie Nicks sent I love ya to his Instagram. Fleetwood Mac's going to be touring soon. I can feel it, and I love it. Missing teen. This is wild. A 15-year-old teenager, 15 years ago, a teenager was found by a cop, all right, ran away, abusive environment. She was found later in foster care. She's now married the police officer that saved her. That's pretty cool. All right, Oasis guitarist Paul Arthur's prostate cancer. Second diagnosis since 2022. Stepping away, that delays the Oasis tour. Ike Turner Jr. died at 67. Tina Turner's son. And a Florida firefighter, Gabrielle Franzi, this is nuts, put 75 used red stained tampons on the ex's lawn for seeing somebody else. I think this could be a reel. Charged with misdemeanor stalking. That is the face of a crazy woman. Sports Without Boundaries. You know all the NFL scores. It was crazy. My Cowboys won. That's all you need to know. NCAA, wild. Texas, Penn State both lost out of the 25. Deion Sanders is going to see a doctor. He's got possible more blood clots in his leg. Jeez. Major League Baseball playoffs. Let me see. The Yankees have gotten nailed twice by the Blue Jays. I mean, crushed. They're up 2-0. Mariners tied it with the Tigers now. They're even 1-1. The Dodgers beat the Phillies 1-0. They're up 1-0. What else? What's the other game? I forget the other team. But anyway, Major League Baseball playoffs are fun. And Bad Bunny went on Saturday Night Live and said you're going to need to know Spanish to understand his singing on Super Bowl. And there's a petition for the NFL to not have Bad Bunny. Shakespearean salt of the day is, do not be a half-faced, prattling rumpelian. I don't know what that means.